Hello, my name is Larissa Distler. I'm the Adult Services Librarian at the Galena Public Library in Galena, Illinois. And for CrafTea this time around, we are making watercolor rainbow tape art. So, those of you who have your kits from the library, you'll see in there a very inexpensive little watercolor kit. I included extra brushes. I thought that this more flat tip brush worked a little bit better than this brush that came with it, but it's your preference. You can use whatever brush works best for you. And you also have a roll of masking tape in there. If you're doing this without a kit from the library, you can use masking tape or painter's tape. Either will work. I recommend the heavier duty watercolor paper. For the masking tape, it seems to come off a little bit cleaner. If you haven't picked up your kit from the library, you still can. Just let me know. I'll put my email in the description down below, and you can tell me that you would like a kit and I'll make one up for you. You can also use your own supplies. It's up to you. So let's make this craft. First thing we're going to do is take the masking tape and create whatever pattern you want your white lines to be in on your sheet. I did all triangles. You could do different shapes if you wanted to. You could do lines down it. You could do however you want to do, but I'm going to do triangles since that's what's in my example here. And just when you're putting it on, make sure that the edges of the tape are flat against the paper, otherwise your paint is going to get up underneath there and you won't have the clean white lines that we're going for here. All right. That's what I'm going for this time around. It can look however you want it to. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my brush and wet it. I have a cup of water here. And I'm just going to wet my brush. I don't want it to be too wet, so I can blot it off on the paper a little bit here. And I'm going to start with the red. You could start with the purple. You could decide not to do an entire rainbow and do different colors. But I'm doing a rainbow. And I'm going to start with red. And I'm going to start on this end. Now, on this one here, I went across the whole top with the red. And then I did the gradient down. You could also do it from like horizontally from the longest edge down. You could do it diagonally. Start with the red here and work your way down. But I'm going to do what I did before and start on this end with the red. And I'm just going to start painting across. If you have too much water on your brush, the color is going to be less concentrated. So you might want a little less water, you might want more water depending on what you're going for. Shrimp art's also going to take longer to dry, the wetter it is. I'm just going to move across. Section to the next. And I want to keep the edges here kind of feathery because it's a little easier to blend in the color, the next color, if there's some feathering at the end here. remember to not go overboard with any colors, because if you want to make it all the way to the rainbow, you need to have enough room. So don't make your color sections too big. I like to cover my whole brush, so I get it a little bit wet. I blot it off so it's not too wet, and then put my whole brush in the paint all around, because I use every surface of the brush to blend the colors in different ways. And again, kind of feathering the ends there. All right. So now I'm gonna wash my brush off really well and do some blotting here. And I'm gonna move on to orange. And to do as I move from color to color, sticking to the paper here, is start down here and then work my way up into the red or whatever color was before. They're going to blend a little bit. That's what you want. You want a nice gradient. And if your red is already dry, just add a little water to it. It'll allow you to blend it in. Like so. Watercolors are quite forgiving this way, that you can kind of re-wet them and keep working with them. Not with too much water, obviously. I mean, you don't want your paper to get soggy. But you can get a little more leeway that way. I think a lot of people take painting very seriously. And it is, of course, you know, serious art. A lot of people are very good at it and make much better paintings than this one. But it's all more forgiving and more possible than a lot of people think. I'm just working my way across, and I'm going to just keep doing this for every color, just working my way right across the paper, just blending as I'm going. And I do use all the sides of my brushes. I use the tips to kind of feather things in. I use the flat side of it to add more bulk to the colors. And, you know, having your brush more wet or more dry can also change the way that the paints are behaving. Okay. So you have all your painting done and it's pretty dry. You can go ahead and pull off the tape carefully because your water paper, it might take a little bit of the paper with it if you're not careful. Be careful you don't give any paint on your hands. Be careful you don't get it into your nice clean white lines. And there we are. So, there's our watercolor rainbow. Ooh. There it is. So, as you can see, they can kind of vary in appearance. I've made 3 at this point. And they all look a little bit different. So, it's pretty customizable, pretty quick. I'd love to see your watercolor rainbow. If you want to post it on Instagram and tag Galena_library, or if you want to post it on our Facebook page, we'd love to see it. Keep an eye out on our YouTube channel for other programs. We do a lot of craft classes. There's a whole section of craft classes from our children's librarian, and there are also a bunch from me, the adult services librarian. So thank you so much for painting with me, and I hope to see you again.